Scary pricing strategies. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Today we're going to talk about a specific chapter from my book, and I'm going to give you a little drawing on the dollar store whiteboard here. One of the chapters in my book, I believe, is chapter 9. Let me just double check that. Chapter 7 is the 7th way of Amazon proofing your business. That's what I call offer bigger. And what offer bigger is all about is really, it's a pricing strategy. It's to offer enough quality to your customers, your clientele, whatever. You offer enough quality that to necessitate raising your prices. Really, that's what it comes down to. There's a great book. Let me see. I just had it here. Here it is. Now, I've mentioned before about Dan Kennedy's No BS pricing strategy. That's a fabulous book. Him and Jason Mars wrote that. It's a really excellent one. It was an early primer that I read that really got me into this way of thinking. And this is another good one. This is an older one. But if you could find an old copy of this, this is a good one. This is how to sell at prices higher than your competitors. Really good one, and you can see it's all about competition. That was why I was drawn toward this one, and it's a good one. It's got lots of good facts and figures, but really brings it all down to a mathematical level. And it's funny because most of us don't sit down and actually think this out. We say, well, if I raise my prices, I'm going to have fewer customers, and that could be the case. It isn't always the case. Quite often I've seen, let me move my chair a little bit here. Quite often I've seen it where it's the opposite, where a person will go about raising their prices significantly and end up with more customers, even for things that are regularly, that are bought on a regular basis. So if, let's say you have a service, some type of service or subscription, and just for the sake of argument, let's say they're spending $100 a month on your service, right? Let's say you were to take that, and let's say you've got, we'll make the math as easy as possible here. Let's say you've got, just for the sake of argument, let's just say 1,000 customers. You got 1,000 customers at $1,000 a month, right? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got, what is that, 100,000 coming in? Yeah, of course, 100,000. You got $100,000 coming in. Don't you love my writing here? This is what makes it. This is what makes this fun. Okay, trying to figure out what I'm actually writing down, and I'm not a doctor, believe it or not. I just play one on TV. We've got, let's say you doubled it. You doubled it to $200 a month, right? What you're charging, you completely double it. You just straight down the line. You tell everybody, hey, it's going up. It's going up next month, just due to COVID. That's what everyone's blaming everything on nowadays, COVID. So due to COVID and everything, we've had to raise our prices. We're going to be offering much more quality. That's the best thing, is if you can tie it to showing that they're getting more value for the same price. That's extremely helpful, and I go through that in my book. By the way, if you want a free copy of 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business, go to AmazonProofBook.com, AmazonProofBook.com. You think I'd be able to read it right off the screen because I've got it there for you to see, but you can read it there if you're watching this on video. If you're listening to this, it's AmazonProofBook.com, free copy of my book. Now, let's go back to our example. You raise your prices, you double your prices across the board. Let's just say this decimates you. Let's say half of your people fall off, net amount, meaning you've got new people signing up every month, but let's say overall that cuts everything in half. Oh my gosh, you got 500 instead of 1,000 subscribers, paying now $200 a month. So what's that bring it to, right? You haven't lost anything. Right? If you're pretty decent at math, you realize you've lost nothing, but you've gained something here. And you say, yeah, but you've lost half your customer base. How could you be gaining anything? No, you've gained something because you have 500 more loyal customers, and you've dropped your least loyal customers. Those are also the ones that give you the most amount of headache. They have the most amount of complaints. You'll see it immediately. I'm not saying you should go out and double your prices right away. This is just an example. The point is that things have to change drastically for it not to be worthwhile to raise your prices. And all you have to do is change your focus from that point on. Once you have, I mean, honestly, a smaller customer base also allows you to narrow your focus on your marketing, because that's going to give you more of an idea. Okay, who are the people that dropped off, who could not afford or did not see themselves as being able to value this what you're providing them at the $100 point? How many of them were not able to do that? And how can we differentiate between the two in our marketing early on, so you can narrow your marketing focus? Use the same amount that you've been spending on marketing, but put it more towards the ideal marketplace. That alone can be huge to what you're doing, because now you're bringing in people that are closer to the type of person you're looking for. Like I said, I'm not saying you need to raise your prices by doubling them, but I'm not saying you shouldn't either. Maybe you need to triple your prices. Maybe you need to offer just a step up for people who want to take it. You allow them to stay where they're at. Or if they want something that's worth twice as much or 10 times as much more, here's all the value you're going to get by doing that, and allow people to self-select to be able to move out of that frame. Either way, I found over and over and over again with clients, you're usually undercharging. Across the board, you're undercharging. And when you're undercharging, you're undervaluing what you're providing automatically. And if you're undervaluing it, your customer, your end user, is going to undervalue it too. They will not see it as valuable. Whereas if it hurts a little, I heard someone say this once, that if you're not getting a little bit of a, if you're not getting somebody with a little bit of pain in their voice when they hear you give them the price, you're probably priced too low. This is a weird way of thinking, I understand, but there's a relativity thing to this, and it's very much about math. It's very much about being reality based, which I talk a lot about. It's one of the third pillars, reality grounded is the third pillars in brianjpombo.com that we practice. So this is something you got to challenge yourself on. If you're new to this and this is kind of bending your noodle a little bit, go check out Dan Kennedy's book and go get a copy of my book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. That'll be a good primer. I've also got some good recommendations on other things that you can get into to kind of challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. If you don't believe me, challenge it. Do some of the numbers on your own. See how many people would have to drop off for you to lose money by doubling your prices, by tripling your prices. These are quick ways to be able to up your profit. It's the main reason why I'm able to go in and help business owners double and triple their profits. So if you'd like to me to be able to help you with that, start with my book. I only work with people that have been through some of my materials, so they understand where I'm coming from, so I'm not wasting my time, I'm not wasting your time. So start with my book, go check that out. There's some opportunities there to be able to talk with me one-on-one, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Plug in, we'll meet again and go through these things. We do this every night. So come on back and we'll talk again. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.